Welcome to the Hero's Journey Workshop. Before we begin, just to get you situated and set up, you'll need a journal and a pen or a pencil. If you have a bolster or blocks or books that you want to use to lift the ground up, to bring the ground closer to you so that when you hinge forward in a posture to write, it makes it a little bit more comfortable. Grab a hold of that. The way that this workshop is going to go is that I'll be infusing journal writing into yoga postures. Now, that might mean coming into a pose you don't quite feel comfortable lingering in it for that long. So when I probe a question in your writing, please feel free to come out of the pose, but I am also going to give you some space for you to come back into the shape so that after you've had some time to write, you also have some time to come into the pose and possibly reflect or let it go. So we'll start by coming to lie down onto the back. So as you come to lie down, go ahead and just create some space in your body. Let your feet come out as wide as your mat, like a Shavasana. Your arms come out a bit from your midline. And then begin to soften in your skin. Release in your muscles. And allow your bones to be heavy, sinking into the ground. Take a deep breath and hold it for 5 seconds. Exhale and relax. Take another deep breath, as deep as you can, and hold it. And as you exhale, expire all of the oxygen in your body, either through the nose or out through your mouth. One more time. A full breath in, the inhale is deep. Hold. Exhale, the breath is slow release. Now go ahead and begin to find yourself into a full body stretch. Reach your arms back, bring your legs together and point in your toes. Hugging your knees into your chest, you're going to wrap your hands around your knees, your shins, or maybe you feel more comfortable with wrapping your hands behind your legs. You can hug your knees in towards the chest, or they can come out a little bit wider towards the armpits. You can stay still, or you can gently rock side to side, left to right. As you're going to come through to the center, keeping the knees hugged in, released so the arms extend out to the shape of a T. Go ahead and let your knees fall over towards your left. And as your knees fall over to your left, knees and feet stack, you're going to look over to your right. Today, I'll be sharing with you an ancient formula coined by the academic Joseph Campbell. What he found was this typical sequence, no matter religion, race, or culture. This universal pattern found in myths across time. It was a cycle of events called the hero's journey. The way it goes is that the hero is living in their safe place, but they're called to action. Ultimately, something is disrupting the comfort of the hero's ordinary world, and it presents a challenge or a quest that must be undertaken. Initially, the hero refuses the call because of fears that need to be overcome, second thoughts, deep personal doubts. So the hero refuses and somehow suffers because of it. That's when they meet a mentor. And the mentor provides guidance, insights, wise advice to help build the hero's self confidence. And it's then that the hero can cross the threshold. Along the hero's journey, he, she, they are going to be tested. They'll have allies and enemies, obstacles and hurdles to overcome. There'll be people they can trust and cannot trust. But these obstacles help the hero gain a deeper insight into his, her, or their character. They'll approach danger, inner conflict, and this will be the final step into the unknown, where they'll reflect upon their journey and find the courage to continue. The hero will face their greatest fear, and they'll have to draw on skills gained on the journey to overcome the most difficult challenge. And through this, face some form of death. And from it, the hero is reborn, having gained greater power and insight to help fulfill their destiny. The reward is that the hero is transformed, emerging from battle as a stronger person. Today, we're going to capture this template of tales as you'll reflect on your own life. Because the purpose in life is to live the life of a hero. Go ahead and find a fetal position all the way onto your left side. So bring your right arm all the way over. You're going to press yourself all the way up. And then you're going to take a hold of your journal. You're going to place it so it's now where your head just lied. You're going to turn around so that you're now positioned to where your head just was onto all fours. Wrists under shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Fan out your fingers. A few rounds of cat-cow. Dip the navel, inhale, lift your chest and look up. Chin to chest, round in your spine, press the ground away. Dip the navel, inhale, lift your chest, tailbone scoops up. Chin to chest, breathe out. Take a few rounds of cat-cow on your own. Now, as you'll come into the cow shape in which you'll scoop your tailbone up, you can move your journal a bit forward if it's in the way or out to the side. But you're going to come into melting heart, meaning you're going to keep your hips over your knees and you're going to walk your hands forward. You might initially begin by looking to your thumbs, but then your forehead will rest to the ground. And as the sides of your body descend down, as the posture indicates, let your heart melt to the floor. The hero goes on an adventure, and in a decisive crisis wins a victory and comes home changed or transformed. Take 5 deep breaths to breathe to the region of your heart. Now, as you're going to lift your head, you're going to come into Sphinx pose. So I'm not going to be able to do that because of my belly, my baby here. But you're going to lower onto your belly. I'll just do sort of here. You're going to let your elbows rest underneath your shoulders. Go ahead and grab a hold of your journal. Now, if you have a bolster, you can always take your bolster and place it to rest so that it is parallel to the back of your mat. And you can come to scoot in so that you can rest like so. So you're finding yourself in a gentle back bend. And now I'm going to prompt the first entry for today's journal writing experience. I want you to write out, and it might come in bullet points, however it is for you, scribble. I don't want you to edit. I just want you throughout this whole thing to just let it seep out of you. I want you to write out the big events that have shaped you. Just list and write out big events that have shaped you. And whenever you get done in the shape and all the shapes preceding, you'll just allow yourself, as I stated at the start, to settle into the pose. Now, next to those events, you can create a dash or a line. You may not have enough space, so you might have to continue a little bit further down the page. But I want you to now write how you grew from those events, what you learned about yourself. The hero is called to an adventure in which they'll get assistance and depart from their safe, normal life. They'll endure trials, they'll have to solve many things, escape different scenarios, and they'll approach their worst fears, facing their darkest hour, a crisis in which they're able to be reborn from. And the treasure is that the hero claims their power as a result. And when they return, they have this new life because the quest changed the hero. He, she, or they may outgrow their old life. And the resolution is that everything gets straightened out. Nothing's ever the same for the hero. Go ahead and press yourself up onto your hands and your knees and find child's pose. Let your knees come out wide, big toes come together to touch. Now, I still have my bolster, so I can use my bolster to rest my forehead too, but if you don't have one, you can always just rest your forehead to ground. You'll soften your hips into the sockets and take a slow breath in through your nose and an open mouth exhale. Let it all go. This template of tales that's captured in literature and movies. The character ventures out to get what they need, faces conflict, and ultimately triumphs over adversity. Space between your top and bottom teeth. You'll be here for one more minute. As you exhale, say to yourself, relax now. Now, as you're going to slowly come all the way up, settling your knees underneath your hips, you might move your bolster aside. On all fours, just let your hips move side to side, left to right. Now you're going to bring your legs together. You'll take hold of your journal to start to bring it towards you, maybe to the side of which we're facing one another to the screen. You're going to shift your weight to a side and swing your legs forward in front of you. And in doing so, you'll rock side to side, left to right. Now you're going to relax in your feet. There's an opportunity, if you want to take a hold of your bolster. You can tuck it in and you can round forward and down into a forward fold. You don't necessarily need your bolster. But before you fold forward and down, you want to take your journal, and if you're right-handed, you'll place it on the right side of the extended right leg. If you're left-handed, you'll want to place it onto the left. And then once you've set up, go ahead and fold forward and down, letting go of any muscular effort behind the legs. And relax in your shoulders. Now in this next journal writing, I'm going to have you write out the greatest advice or guidance you've received that helps you, especially when you endure challenges and you do feel paralyzed by fear. Maybe it's from somebody you know or somebody you don't know, or maybe it's just these intuitive nudges that help you to persevere. So you're going to grab a hold of your journal. And if you are like I, having a bolster, you can slide your bolster forward. You can still hinge forward and write this out. If you do not, you're just coming a little bit more forward, or you can rest your journal onto your legs. Again, you're more than welcome to come out of the shape at any time. And then once you've concluded, you'll be able to fold forward into the pose. So you're writing out guidance, insights, wise advice you've received that still come to your mind today. Words that help you to overcome fear and cross the threshold into the unknown world. Now, feel free anytime in the future, in the coming days, to message me what your mentor or the words that came to your mind for this journal entry were. It might be able to help me or maybe be able to help another. You can post it on my Facebook page. Just take a moment in this forward fold and reflect on what traits your mentor, mentors have. And you'll slowly come all the way up, removing any props, placing them to the side. Go ahead and bring your hands behind you where your wrists are underneath your shoulders. And your fingertips are going to point forward towards your heels. You're going to slide the soles of your feet to the ground, hip distance apart. Now, the modification is to sit onto your sit bones and look forward. You're drawing your shoulder blades in towards one another. So this is a counter pose from rounding in your spine. You're opening up in the chest without a collapse in your low back. So you can stay here looking forward, drawing the shoulder blades in, or you can find a revolved tabletop. Press down into your feet, lift your hips, and drop your head back. For those that are lifted, you'll press down to lift up, and then slowly come to take a seat and sit all the way up. And then we're going to turn to face one another towards the screen. And you're going to extend your right leg out into a half wide straddle, and you're going to bring the sole of your left foot towards your inner thigh. They don't need to connect, but we'll find a stir. So the spine is a spoon and the pelvic floor is a bowl. And then go ahead when it's comfortable for you to change the direction. Begin. As you'll come to pause to stack shoulders over your hips, you're going to flex your right toes towards your face. And you're going to slide your right hand down towards your ankle and rise your left arm up and over your head, rotating your chest up. Go ahead and create a soft fist with your left hand and create a circle in any direction. And then change the wrist circle the opposite way. You're going to stay, but just release so that the hand is back to its original shape. And then you're going to open up your chest, inhale. And then you're going to bring your chest to rotate towards the ground as you exhale. So breathe in, rotate your chest up towards the ceiling. And then breathe out and rotate your chest down. One more time. Inhale, rotate up. And exhale, rotate down. Go ahead and come to sit all the way up and then relax in your foot. You're going to rotate so your belly button comes towards your right thigh. This again, if you have a bolster, you're always more than welcome to use. You can tuck it in towards your belly and fold forward. If you've been using it as kind of like a table, lifting the ground closer to you, in a moment you might need it. So you could either right-handed place it to the inside of the foot, left-handed, you can bring it your journal and or prop to your left. But first I'll just have you fold forward and down. So relax in the extended leg. In a moment, we're going to move on to the next journal writing exercise. And what it is it's going to be a gift for yourself, a gift from your authentic self. Maybe this year it's to conceive a wonderful new dream or plan, or to realize a dream that's been delayed. Maybe it's the gift to overcome an old fear or be released from an old pain, to experience a new freedom. to discover a new strength, to find a new friend, to achieve a long sought goal, to reach towards a new aspiration, or to overcome a new challenge. I want you to now, as you'll grab a hold of your journal, write out gifts, gift, whatever comes to your mind when I state this from your authentic self. Something that you can gift yourself this year. Maybe it's something that's been whispering to you for years. You'll be here for 1 minute. Now, as you're going to come to sit up, you'll move your props aside And you'll come into an easy cross-legged position. And in this easy cross-legged position, go ahead and bring your right hand to your left shoulder. And as your right hand rests onto your left shoulder, you're going to bring your right ear to your right shoulder. And then go ahead and lift your head up, release and switch. Left hand to right shoulder, left ear to the left shoulder. As you're going to come to lift your head up and release, so both hands are going to cup and hold on to the knees. We're just going to take a cat-cow, lift your chest, exaggerate your shoulder blades in, chin to chest, lean back, round in the spine. Breathe in, come forward with this attention to front body, chin to chest, round. Really grip onto the knees so that you can feel that openness in the back. One more together. Inhale, lift up, exaggerate your shoulder blades in, chin to chest, curl in your spine. Take 2 more full rounds on your own. As you'll position your shoulders over your hips, you'll now release and extend your left leg, bring it into a half wide straddle with the sole of your foot coming towards your inner thigh. Once again, they don't need to connect. You're going to first flex your toes towards your face and then slide your left hand down, raise your right arm up and over, and rotate your chest up. Create a soft fist with your right hand and then create circles just to release the wrist from writing. And then take those circles the opposite way. And then open up your hand, stay here and rotate your chest up as you breathe in. And then just rotate your chest towards the ground as you breathe out. Rotate your chest up as you inhale. And then rotate your chest to floor, exhale. One more time, inhale, spin open, and exhale to close. Come to sit all the way up to stack shoulders over hips and relax in your foot. Go ahead and take a hold if you're using a prop, your bolster to tuck it in. If you're not using one, you can just rest your hands parallel to your leg. You're folding over the left leg. Oftentimes, we don't move forward. We refuse the call out of fear. I wanted to share something from Elizabeth Gilbert, the author of Eat, Pray, Love, and Big Magic. She writes, "Fear. I recognize and respect that you are a part of this family. And so I will never exclude you from our activities. But still, your suggestions will never be followed. You're allowed to have a seat and you're allowed to have a voice, but you are not allowed to have a vote. You are not allowed to touch the roadmaps. You're not allowed to fiddle with the temperature. Dude, you're not even allowed to touch the radio. But above all else, my dear old familiar friend, you are absolutely forbidden to drive." 5 deep breaths. Now, as you're going to slowly come to sit all the way up, you're going to move any props. And once again, find yourself in an easy cross-legged position. Taking a spine twist to your right, bring your left hand to your knee and bring your right fingertips, stay on your fingertips to the ground. Inhale, lift up your chest. And as you exhale, rotate in your upper body. Inhale, lift up, and exhale, rotate back. Now, as you're going to smoothly come forward to the center, you're going to keep your left hand on your right knee. You're going to pick up your right hand, cross it over so it rests onto your left knee. Bend in your elbows, hinge at your hips, round in your spine. Go ahead and keep your right hand onto the knee. Lift up, release your left hand. As you stack shoulders over hips, you'll now take the spine twist over to your left. Inhale, press down into your sit bones, and exhale, rotate. As you'll smoothly come forward center, you're going to pick up your left arm, bringing your hand onto your right elbow, bend at the elbows, and come forward. Now, as you're going to come to sit up, you'll release your hands so they'll come down by your sides. Circle your arms over your head, reach up, palms join, bring your hands down through your midline to your heart. You're going to release your hands and make your way now into a wide-legged straddle. So as you extend your legs out, you can always scoot yourself a little bit more forward. It will move your arches away, just depending on your flexibility. You can again use a prop, like I'm using a bolster or blocks to lean forward, but you're going to have your journal in front of you. Now, if you don't have a prop to eventually say, like I just did, lift my journal to write up, again, feel free to come out of the shape so you're comfortable and then come back in after you're done writing. First, you're just going to fold forward and down so I can give you this next journal writing exercise. Relax in your feet and behind the legs as you'll fold forward. It's like you're allowing your belly to sag towards the ground. In this next journal exercise, you're going to give fear a chance to express itself formally in writing. Letting it tell you what it wants, what it doesn't want, why it's so desperately holding you back from your creativity and your courage. What are you actually terrified about in this situation? So I'm going to allow you to allow your fear to speak. So you can go ahead and grab a hold of your journal. You're going to let it write you a letter. Giving fear a chance to express itself. Why is it holding you back from your courage, which might be asking you to attempt one of these things you just wrote about in the last prompt? Maybe fear is holding you back from one thing or multiple things. Just allow it to speak, fear. Now, as you're going to come to sit all the way up, you'll move your props aside and you're going to help your legs come forward in front of you. You're massaging your legs to help in the circulation of blood, bringing blood back into them. And now you're going to come into butterfly pose. And as you find butterfly pose, you could either take your journal and place it to the inner arches of your feet. You could always take your bolster and as well place it to the arches of your feet. Because now I want you to just read your letter from fear with an open mind and an open heart. This journal writing experience is still brought to you by Elizabeth Gilbert. She writes that you might find that fear has two or three specific things that they're trying to address to you. And sometimes those two or three things, they're pretty reasonable. So now that you see what you're actually afraid of, you can talk about it with fear like adults, like friends. So now you're going to write a letter back to fear, thanking it for its thoughts and contributions. But gently explain what you're going to do now with all the information that's been reported. I know that fear is just looking out for us. But comfort fear, maybe you give fear a plan. Write a letter back to fear. Dear fear, dot, dot, dot. Elizabeth Gilbert, she concludes by saying, your fear should always be allowed to have a voice and a seat in the vehicle of your life. But whatever you do, don't let your fear drive. Well, go ahead and come to sit all the way up. Keep your feet in the butterfly. Go ahead and remove any props. You're going to bring the sole of your left foot to the ground. So you're keeping your right in the butterfly, but you've just planted your left foot so your knee points up to the ceiling. You're going to bring your forearm into your inner leg and then take a spine twist because we do so many forward folds in writing. So take a breath in, lengthen, and press your forearm into your inner leg to rotate. Look back. Take one more full breath in and a breath out. Now, as you'll smoothly come forward, you'll collapse that left knee back out so you're back into the butterfly and transition with your right foot to ground, right forearm to the inside, left hand behind. Breathe in tall. Stay here, twist and rinse it out. One more breath in and a breath out. Now, as you're going to slowly come forward center, you're going to bring your knees in towards one another, slide your heels in, and wrap your hands around your knees, your shins, and then let your forehead come towards your knees. And as you'll lift your head up, you're going to go ahead and make your way onto your back. It doesn't matter which way you go. You'll come to scoot into the middle of your mat, lie all the way down and hug your knees into your chest. You're going to open your arms up to a shape of a T, palms face down, and then let your knees together fall over to the right. Knees and feet will be stacked as you look to your left. It's a testing path to follow, the hero's journey, because one must overcome fear and cross the threshold into the unknown world. And often something will try to prevent you from crossing the threshold. Your fears, tears, responsibilities. But you have to overcome this if you are to continue the journey. The hero lives in their known, ordinary world, and they're called to an adventure. They'll find help from a mentor, endure challenges and temptations, but through that grow new skills. There'll be an aspect of death and rebirth in which you're transformed. You find revelations and you correct the wrongdoings. Hopefully you do good for others and you return changed. This is the hero's journey. Now, as you're going to bring your knees to the center, you'll prepare for Shavasana. So you're more than welcome to use your bolster to rest underneath your knees. You can always rise up and you can take your bolster and rest it the length of your spine behind you to open you in your chest. You'll just want to allow yourself to become comfortable. So adjust as you see fit, letting your feet come out wider than shoulder width distance, and then let your feet splay out to the side. Now I'm going to have you begin to slowly blink your eyes. And with each number I say, you'll blink once. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Allow your eyes to gently close, and when you do this, feel a wave of relaxation sweep over you. Notice how your eyes feel and ask them to relax even more. When you breathe in, imagine that you're being filled with calmness. And when you breathe out, imagine your body feels heavy and deeply relaxed. Begin to deepen your breath. Either rest the soles of your feet to the ground or bring your knees into your chest. You'll carefully roll to your side, left or right, into a fetal position. And then you'll use your top hand to Press yourself all the way up into a comfortable seat. As your arms will dangle down by your side body. Circle your arms over your head to reach up, palms join. Bring your palms down through your midline to your heart center. Take 2 more of this on your own. And with your hands to your heart, a cleansing breath, breathe in. Open mouth, breath out. I hope today's workshop has reminded you that you are the hero of your own story. From my heart to yours, with thumbs to the forehead, we'll bow together and say, Namaste.